guys, it's me here with my Wednesday DVDfiends review, and today I'm going to review possibly the scariest movie I've ever seen, and that is Narai, the Curse. It is a 2005 movie in the style of the Blair Witch Project, from the view of the camera, but this movie kicks the ass of the Blair Witch It kicks the ass of the Blair Witch Project. While the Blair Witch Project, I mean, that movie had a creepy vibe to it. I mean, it was interesting, not something you can watch more than once, and it's kind of the same way with Narai. They're both good movies, but Narai had an element that there's stuff in Narai that is downright scary situations, and some of the visuals in the movie that you see for about 2 seconds in some scenes are some of the weirdest, freakiest things you can ever see. The movie's not available in America. Well, first of all, the movie is about... How can I put this? Well, it first deals with psychics. The movie starts out with this guy trying to find out what's been going on with this family who has been hearing voices. It's a mother and her daughter, her like 5-year-old daughter, and apparently the next door neighbor is incredibly quiet, kind of crazy, and has a 6-year-old boy who never leaves the house. They never leave the house. The family who've been hearing the strange noises say they hear noises like a baby crying during the night, or a baby's voice talking, and comes from their backyard and stuff like that. And a few days after they get the footage for the documentary, the family, the mother and the daughter, they die in a car crash. So the next door neighbors have moved, and it's almost impossible to explain the entire plot in a review. I'm not going to give too much away. I would give too much away if I explain the entire plot. There are several characters to it. They get in touch with this psychic who has been experiencing weird things, and they you know what, I'm not going to go too far into it. The movie is amazing. The characters are so well developed. The characters are so weird and so different from what you usually see. One of the guys who is a retarded psychic who keeps talking about the worms that slowly eat you, and when that happens you feel a tingle in the back of your neck, is wearing... His entire house is covered in tin foil. He has a tin foil coat and hat, and there's possibly one of the scariest movie moments I've ever seen in a movie that takes place in the woods. If you've seen the movie, if you do watch the movie, which I highly recommend, you will know what I'm talking about. There's one shot that you see for about a second that is just... you don't expect it to happen. There's several things in this movie that you don't expect, and I was watching it one night alone, pretty much in the dark, with the only light coming from my computer, and that was one of the eeriest things. I think one thing that makes the movie so creepy is the way you watch it, the experience, which is one thing that always contributes to the movie, always something that should be good. If you can find this movie, torrent, import it, bootlegs, anyway, watch this movie. It's hard to find, and it's an amazing movie if you can find it. It's not just that it's a creepy movie. It's a good movie. It's an incredibly well done movie, and there's just so many things that so many different things. One of the best ways I can explain this movie is that there are several different characters. There's so many different characters, and in the end, they kind of meet up. And yeah, there's the no. Here's one thing. There's the thought that there is this curse going around. That there is a curse that used to be in this town. That there's this curse that comes from this ritual that used to happen in the town. In the town, they would get this demon named Kagubata to, I think it was to possess, came and possessed one of the people performing the ritual, and they would always sacrifice an animal for that, and they used to sacrifice, I think it was dogs, or they would just sacrifice an animal for that, and this whole thing, and they came back, Kagubata came back, and that's the only explanation they have for the curse that everybody sees. It's a crazy movie. It's a incredibly creepy movie. If you can get your hands on this movie, watch it. It's worth spending money on if you can find a bootleg of it. I'm sure there are torrents floating around. I don't know. I really hope this does get a release in the U.S. It would be great if it did. Then more people could see this movie. I just hope that America doesn't get this and rape it like they do with all the other classic movies. But yeah, that was my review, DVD Fiends review for this week. I'll see you